Alright, I think we're live. Yep, looks live to me. Oh, is she doing a live stream? I did not know. Maybe I should wait till hers is over? Oh, let me go look. Whoops. Oh, she is live streaming. Let's see if I can drop in on her live stream. Can you guys hear her talking?
So maybe try.
So we just listen to her live stream? That's kind of mean.
Don't overfeed them. Only feed as much food as they consume within a, yeah, definitely don't overfeed them. That's the fastest way to fast. The ultimate, have a great day. Thanks for live streaming. Thanks for showing up. Love it. Okay. Oh, that was the ultimate, by the way. Thank you, the ultimate. Steenfott, hello, Bob.
Inglorious Bettas.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so many technical difficulties. Oh no, you started your stream? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop then because I don't want to impede your stream, and I'm honestly I want to watch your stream. So I'm gonna try and figure out my settings. Oh, 56 degrees in your basement, Casey.
Lucas, I'm probably not going to do 3.5 hours.
And just wait it out. Wait it out. White worms are tricky. It took me a while to like perfect my technique. I gotta stop sometime. I gotta eat dinner. And then I'm super jet lagged.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. I'm answering the last question because, oh, you are listening to me. That's cool. Okay, I gotta figure out all these technical things. Okay, hold on. Shh. Andrew Lee. Last couple of questions, guys. Andrew Lee. So peat moss.
We're about to get real technical here.
How do you know when they are ready? Is it their eyes when you look at them? Yes. I've been, hanging out with a lot of killifish people, and yeah, I've seen a lot of their setups, and I'm really starting to get into them. So whenever you look into the, the container, it is so bizarre because you can actually see their eyes through the walls of the boat, and you can even see the spine whenever they're almost ready to hatch.
Corey, I'm not shipping cherry shrimp, but if you're local, I will sell some.
So once you get there, you can probably let them and then a couple of other things that you can do is if they're really reluctant to hatch, you can put them in like a little film canister, one of those old black film canisters.
Whoa!
You breathe a lot into it, like put a bunch of CO2 in there from your own breath, seal it up, put it in your pocket and walk around. And somehow the heat and the movement and the CO2 forces some of the...
Are you guys able to hear her?
Do that if they don't hatch normally, it is pretty cool. So I have a video on how I hatch my eggs. I have the footage, but it was before I started using my iPhone. So it's just kind of a fun video about how you do it.
Oh, you guys can't hear?
I will put it up. I will put it up.
Now it echoes.
Hello from Norway. Thanks for joining us, Mikey.
Oh.
Do you have fruit fly cultures? Not fly ones. Yeah, I really want to get into them. I really want to get into them. So actually, I'm going to for working with the Aquila as the model.
Of his praying mantises. I think that'd be a really cool classroom pet, and that'd be awesome to feed them fruit flies too. So it is on my to-do list. Okay, let's see.
Oh, hold on. I lost the comments. Okay. Pietro Palazzi. I breed my bettas now. The fry are 1 year old. They're fins maybe.
It's like we're collaborating and she doesn't know.
What could be the cause? So clamped fins, when they close up like that, a few times I've had it happen. It just seems like their water quality is off. So maybe do some testing, do some water changes, and I am a big salt user. I add like a quarter teaspoon of salt to all of my water, regardless of fish. And I just find it's a really great preventative. So, and I find, you know, if some fish that I breastfeed that had clampy fins, they just perk up and their fins really spread out right after I do that. Another time I had fish clamp up like that. I transferred a bunch of bettas.
Yeah, I'm not that good. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I forgot to add the salt, and the next day everyone had clampy fins. And I was really worried that they had velvet or something, but as soon as I did another one...
Anyways, are you guys able to hear me at least now?
So maybe, I don't know. Okay, love peacocks, want to breed them, wasn't sure how many 10-gallon tanks I would need for the fry. You know, they always say bigger is better. So, if you can fit in room for like a 20-gallon, 30-gallon...
Sorry guys, I'm just having fun here. I don't mean to waste your time.
That would be really cool. You know, everyone seems to say that the more space you give your bettas when they're growing out, the faster they grow. So, but really, I've only devoted like 1 or 2  10-gallon tanks to my betta breeding, and then I had a 30-gallon grow out.
You guys wanted to learn about bettas, right? Oh, I guess you can't hear, so you're not learning. Dang it.
Aquarium salt damage plants. Again, I'm not a huge planted tank person, and all the plants that I grow are like super hardy, right? Java fern, Java moss, Camellia, a little bit of guppy grass. That's pretty much all I work with. And I mean, I've heard that Java fern and Java moss can even go into brackish water. It's pretty crazy. So, I don't know. All my plants are...
I'm live streaming someone else's live stream.
Who is it?
Maybe one day I'll
Inglorious Betta.
It's a collab.
Beautiful plants.
She doesn't know she's collabing.
Right. So, you know, what did the theme say? Together to the top?
In a fully planted aquarium, like the Stargrass is amazing. Maybe one of these days, maybe I'll have a cool living room tank one of these days. Hey, hello, Brett. How are you? Love your channel. Love your live streams. I thought it was so cool. I got to jump on your live stream and also Bob's live stream while I was in the Philippines. That was really wild. Yeah, a lot of questions. Oh my god. I want to go to Bob's. Oh yeah, Lucas and Bob, super awesome with plants. I just really have a dream.
I'll get your chat in your screen. I can do that, Lucas.
I've never done
live right now?
Yeah.
How'd you know I wasn't gonna come rallying in here dropping F-bombs?
I don't know.
You just took
Because it's after 6 o'clock and I told you I was going live at 6?
Yeah, but I don't know what time it is.
Because that was cool.
Do you mind if I keep your tool over here? From till tomorrow?
I was really surprised how much I was able to
I'll be back at like
Oh my gosh, the fish ball was
12:30,
so
1 o'clock.
cool. I wish that it wasn't banned in California because it was like, it was awesome. Like, I've never been that spot. Hold on, I just got a note from my boyfriend. Dinner, Don Chai, just no. Pumpkin face, sticky roast, Tom Chai. Why? Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hi, cameraman. You have your own following on my channel.
I'm trying to figure out why it's not picking up the audio.
I would love Bon Chai. Okay. All right. Everyone's saying hi to you. He says hi. Wait, did you say hi or bye? Okay. Everyone's saying hi. Oh my gosh. I think Kyle said that he looks like Jim Carrey, which is hilarious. Okay, yeah, it is slowing down. Good point, Oliver. So, I am going to log off. Wow, you really can just keep going on.
This is going to be so boring to the people that rewatch this. They're not going to have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, I will do this again soon, if I have time. The semester starts on January 3rd, so I just have to lesson plan this weekend.
I think the replay will be awesome if it picks up her audio.
I'm really excited to start working, but I don't know why I'm not nervous at all teaching undergraduate medical microbiology at University of San Francisco. I have no idea why I was like so cool with that, but now I'm super nervous to work with high schoolers. So we will see. Okay. Last question. Okay. Aiden, the cichlid man. Ooh, cichlid man. That's another fish I want to work with. Like, what did, oh my gosh, I am blanking. Rachel and DIY Fish Keeper, the king of DIY. They did that whole thing on multifasciatus. I think that's the correct name. Those tiny little shell doors. Oh my gosh, I love them. I want to have like a big long tank like Joey does. Okay. Megan Gray, Mr. Bummer, dam report writing on a Friday night. I know, right? Friday night. We are super, whatchamacallit? Super, wow, I could be going out and drinking, guys. I used to do that. Back in my party days. Not so much anymore. Now we just stay in or do date night on Friday. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, it was super fun. I really love live streams.
Maybe. I might get one.
Alright. A live stream of my class? Maybe maybe. I don't know. I feel like that would be an invasion of privacy for my students. I actually have a video of my teaching my undergraduates, like whenever we were analyzing a scientific paper, and they were so cool. Like,
Except I lost my live stream. I told her I was. It's a big tank, can't you tell? Like 1,000 gallons. Joel's here. What's up, fishy friends? So, probably missed a lot of comments. Yeah, we were watching Inglorious. We were watching her channel. We were all over there too. Okay, gonna scroll back through the comments, see if I missed any questions. Can only half watch, just got my custom tank I ordered on Boxing Day. Trying out the old plasti dip on it, that's nice. That's what's on the back of this tank. Getting rid of cherry shrimp, I answered that one. Inception. Someone from Canada does a road trip to your area. We able to get a tour from you? Possibly.
Exactly what I'm doing. I think I saw some news for your office at the flood joint yesterday, by the way. Which one? The one.
Echo. Alright. I'm gonna wait until she's done live streaming because I don't wanna. Is she still live streaming or did she end? It's telling me that she's still live. My stream doesn't allow rewinding. Oh, you're right. DVR is turned off. I'll turn that back on for the next one. Brian says, hey Bob, how do you feel about adding pothos to an aquarium? I add it to a few of my tanks. I like doing it. Wow, Bob. Hopefully that's a good wow. What are the red fish in the tank? Those are cherry barbs. What do I do? My Amazon puffer is shaking and its eyes are cloudy. Normally, when puffers have cloudy eyes, it's from bad water conditions. You're definitely going to want to do a water change. I look small. Whoa! Well, I am here, but now I don't have sound. Yeah, we were all watching. I think we were all in your stream and in my stream because I couldn't get the audio to work on mine, so we all had to go to yours. Yeah, Cole, little Steen, not big Steen. The Lizander says, did your green screen come in? No, I actually just went to the fabric store and bought green fabric. So it looks way better than yesterday. My mom already had pothos, so that was convenient. That's where I got mine too. I was at her house and I just clipped a few stems. Was that Inglorious? Was that her first stream? Was that your first stream? Right on. I wonder why I did not get a notification. You could bash the tank behind you and nothing would happen. Yep. The background fish look huge. Good. Are pothos deadly to cat and dogs? Brian says yes. I'll take his word for it. Well, we can find out. Are pothos poisonous to dogs? Can cause severe irritation in your pet's mouth and stomach. Can cause vomiting, diarrhea, drooling, difficulties swallowing. So I'm going to go with yes. Where do you find cherry barbs that big? Any new spawns lately? I don't think so. Just the mystery snails. Yeah, I mean the Honduran red points spawn, but they spawn every month. So I don't really count that. I think most of the fry have already been eaten. The mystery snails I have are blue and gold. You should do a video on raising killifish eggs. Not really a fan. Looks like you're in the tank. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Any tips for bettas? Yeah, go watch Inglorious Bettas channel. Because she is a renowned expert. The owner of a pet store tried to convince me that snails can be kept with loaches. Claims she did it for years. She's probably the only one in the world. Are those skunk quarries behind you? Yep. There should be about a dozen of them in there. Maybe just 9 or 10. Yeah, that's the black bar is the trim of the aquarium. Do I have any experience with small willow-tail goldfish? Because I recently bought one and I need to know what size tank. It's really small and won't grow any larger. Small willow-tail catfish. Goldfish. I don't have any experience with that goldfish, sorry to say. Gonna have that happening again. Where did you get your stargrass? I got it from my local aquarium society. Oh, Cameron, sorry I missed your question. I saw it and I skipped it on accident. Cameron says, Bob, so since apistos are so expensive in Kentucky, what should I put in my heavily planted 10-gallon with endlers? 10-gallon. Are you wanting to stay with dwarf cichlids, or are you just asking in general? Laszlo's Aquarium, how you doing? Are those crypts? Yep. Everything along the bottom is crypts. Then on the right is needleleaf java fern, no, trident java fern, and Anubias barteri in the back. Crinum calamastratum in the middle, the long curly leaf, and one little starving piece of bucephalandria on that twig. My water is hard, so I think rams are off the table in general. Yeah, it would be tough on them. Panda Aquatics. Bob, does it ever drive you crazy spending so much money on plecos and barely seeing them? I collected a ton from Jeff Rapps and it's killing me putting them in their tank just not to see them again. It used to, but not so much anymore. I don't know why. Maybe I've seen them enough over the years. The Lysander says, first time pleco owner, any tips or tricks? What kind of pleco? I would say that most people fail with plecos because they don't feed enough. So that would be a tip. Definitely make sure they're getting food. Bolivian rams would work, but in a 10-gallon tank, they do. I mean, I've seen some pretty big Bolivian rams. You might be able to get away with like one pair. My top 5 slow-growing plants that are worth it as well as easy to propagate. Every plant that you're looking at in this aquarium. All these crypts are slow-growing. The trident, the Anubias. You can't really see, but in the back right corner, there is Bulbitis, another fairly slow-growing. The Anubias, the Bulbitis, the Java Fern, they're all rhizome plants, so you're pretty much just cutting the rhizome. Doesn't get much easier than that. Is it possible to grow plants with cichlids? Mine have ate all my plants. A lot of cichlids can be with plants. What is the best temperature for breeding guppies? I breed mine in the low 70s, like 71, 72. The light on this tank right now is just 2 regular old T8 shop lights. That's it. What temperature should you keep blue rams? If I was keeping them, I would probably keep them around 82. Do you know of any lower light plants than Anubias? Java fern? Crypts are pretty low light. Do you have any experience with green terror cichlids? I do not. What's the cheapest way to effectively diffuse CO2 in a tank? Get a CO2 diffuser on eBay. They're like $2 and they have free delivery. Aiden says, what kind of cichlid are good for breeding groups? There's thousands of different cichlids that'll breed as a group. You're going to have to kind of narrow it down a little. Also, KP says, what do you think about the tissue culture for growing plants? I absolutely love tissue culture plants. In my experience, the tissue culture ones actually grow faster than like immersed grown plants that are grown out of the water. Tissue culture generally grow faster than those, in my experience. Josh Action Figures wants to know if I've ever kept Agassiz corridors. I think I have a couple right now in my 125 gallon. Hastifolia, Anubias hastifolia. I don't know, is that maybe you're answering someone else's question that I missed? Subswasser Tang is low light. Yep. Is it okay once my pleco ate a whole small dead fish, even the bones, everything? Yeah, some of them will do that. Joel wants to know my most stressful fish disaster situation. That's when I lost all my fish in my 125-gallon tank. Cameron thinks he's going to do Corey's and Bolivian Ram. Yeah, I would just really keep an eye on the Bolivian Ram if you do more than one. What animal do you wish you could keep, not fish? A serval cat. That wood in the background is begging for moss. Yes, I had flame moss on it, but I don't know what happened. It wouldn't attach. So I kept reattaching it, and then it would not stay, and it would fall into the crypts and make a mess. So I just tore it out. Can you keep shrimp with cichlids? Maybe like really smaller dwarf cichlids. Mark says his plecos have almost ate the whole sponge filter. I've never even heard of that happening. That's pretty interesting. If I could have any monster fish, what would it be? I don't know. I'll have to think about that one for a minute. Little Lake Aquarium says he got some baby tears today in the store, didn't realize that there were 2 freshwater crabs on it. Nice. I like when that happens. Anchor moss, huh? Ah, I've never kept that one before. I like that one. That one looks good. Rutu says that he keeps a mono shrimp with angelfish. A mono shrimp get pretty good size, so I can believe it. KP says, "Is this a green screen of your own tank that you recorded previously?" Yep. What meds would you put in an aquarium first aid? Like a first aid kit? Maybe? The meds that I keep on hand all the time are Paragard and General Cure. Could you keep shrimp with solo-sized cichlids? I don't think so. You've got plenty. I can definitely spare some. Contact me somehow, and I'll send it if you want. How many Jim Jobs are there on Facebook? It just automatically changes it to Jim Jones. Yep, it's not finding you. I researched the Buccochromis at one point. So according to cichlidforum.com, they are peaceful and get to, he says, 6 inches. So Cichlid Forum says they get 1.5 feet. So it's a peaceful fish, but it gets a lot bigger than 6 inches. You'll post something on Aquarium Co-op? Okay. Hey, Sergeant Tank, good to see you again. Jewel says, my air pump isn't blowing any air. Any ideas what might be wrong? Your seal probably went bad, or the diaphragm, whatever you want to call it. Patty Dog says, thanks, Bob. Think I will pass. Oh, right. Yeah, 16 inches. That's pretty huge. Preys on juvenile haplochromis. I wonder if I can find a picture. Yeah, I mean, they look pretty big. Definitely bigger than 6 inches. Seriously, Fish has them at 9 inches. Maybe. I mean, that's still quite a bit bigger than 6 inches. Mr. Fish wants to know, are multis as fun as Rachel, Leary, and Joey made them sound? Yes, I keep them. So I can tell you firsthand, they are really a blast to watch. Bob, gonna get any angels? If so, what type? No plans on it. If I did, I would probably get the koi. Like, I think they're like red koi angel. I really like those. I believe it's Anubias Nana Petite. Not sure what you're referencing there, but that's all right. If you're talking about the Anubias in the background, it's Anubias Nana Barteri. Why not catch Ultims in Peru? If I catch them and I don't hit my maximum limit, I would probably keep them. Have you ever seen anyone own a barramundi in the States? Nope. I've definitely never seen one of those. Big J Aquatics is back. RWT Gaming says, Bob, can you please explain how CO2 works in the aquarium and everything that is needed? Okay. I got you there. That'd be pretty expensive, pretty long, drawn out answer for you, RWT Gaming. Everything that is needed, I mean, there's so many different ways to do it, whether you do a DIY kit, or pressurized CO2, or liquid CO2. That's a pretty big question. Nick asks, is it bad if you make a rookie mistake and forget to clean some new rock? Maybe, depending on where you got it from. Megan is looking for good platy info. If anybody knows some, go ahead and link it in chat for us. I have actually never kept a platy in my life. RWT, look up pressurized CO2, look up liquid CO2, and look up DIY CO2, and then figure out which one you want to go with, and kind of narrow it down between one of those three, and then kind of ask, like, if you want to use pressurized CO2, I can go over that. Liquid CO2, there's really nothing to go over. DIY CO2 is kind of a nightmare to go over. Platies create too much poo. Okay. Yeah, I got your friend's request, actually. If you do DIY CO2, try to use citric acid and baking soda instead of yeast. That's what I did. I used citric acid, and I still have like 2 pounds of it, just because I didn't like it. And you can actually get a DIY CO2 kit on Amazon for like 15 bucks. And it has like the pressure regulator and everything on there. Trying to see if I can find it. Nick says, I already had some rock, but I totally forgot to clean the new bag and it clouded up the tank. I suppose it will be gone with water changes. Yep. It might take a lot of water changes depending on how dirty it was. Fish Person V Blogs wants to know if I remember you. Absolutely, I do. I filmed you interview him, so yep, I remember you. Jack says, on your heavy planted tanks, what light are you using? Most of my planted tanks are Phoenix LEDs, except for this one in the background is just regular old shop lights, T8 bulbs. Kayla says, good night. She's exhausted from New Year's cleaning. All right, Kayla, have a good night. Maybe see you tomorrow for a little bit. Maybe. Stingrays, Bob. If I had a huge tank, and I'm talking like 600 gallons plus, then I would think about getting a Stingray. Have you ever kept Barbatus Corridorus? No, I have not. But they are sweet. My Aquatop is 5 years old, and I love it. And yes, the Sun is the same. Yeah, those things get amazing reviews especially for how cheap they are. For how inexpensive they are. They're not cheap as far as build quality. How long have you been fish keeping? I kind of did it growing up for a while, and I got back into it maybe 3 years ago. It's a green screen, but it's a video of one of my 75-gallon tanks. What are my top 5 Cory cats? Definitely the Poultr, the Sturbai, the Lortoensis, the Hastatus, and I can't think of a 5th one as far as favorite. I mean, they're all awesome though. Mr. Fish says he's been keeping fish longer than me, not including when you were younger. I don't know, I'm pretty old. But you're probably right. Still thinking about that last favorite Cory. There's got to be another one. I mean, the Pygmaeus are pretty sweet, but I don't know that they're top 5. Panda Corys are awesome. I really like Panda Corys. I'm sure I can find a 5th one. How old are you, Bob? 74. Yep, that's right. Jim just got Aqueous Corridors. Those are nice. I'm looking at a list of corridors right now. See if I can find a 5th favorite that I'm just not thinking about. The Adolphoi, Foii, or whatever. I don't know how to say that. But I really like those. Bob looks like he's 15. Good. 28. I am well out of my 20s. Well out of my 20s. What Cory cat can be kept at low temperature? The only one that I can say confidently is the salt and pepper Cory. I know there's more, but that's the only one I for sure know it can be kept at down in the 60s. Big J Aquatics says, I'm doing shirts. Is that a good choice? Do you have experience in selling stuff? I've never really tried to sell stuff online as far as like shirts and stuff. Any branding or anything. Yeah, that might be my top 50. Pavilion and really, come on, Bob. Now I need to know, how old are you? You are 34. Do you have a website? If you do, I would check it out. I did have a website. I took it down. I don't even know if anything comes up now. Let's try. SteenfottAquatics.com. Nope, it's down. I own it. I just haven't done anything with it. Having a tough time keeping Java Fern. It just won't grow. Can you tell me some of the reasons why? I don't know. That's a really easy plant. Yeah, it's not going to grow very fast. I mean, you could look at it after months and it might look the same. Is it dying? If it's not dying, it's growing. He looks like he's in his 40s. So someone says I look like I'm in my 20s. Now I look like I'm in my 40s. We're all over the place. Pavilion, and how do I get cories to spawn? Water changes and blackworms. Lauren Clark can tell you how to spawn corridors. He does it all the time. He's a professional at it now. Have you had experience with cories having issues with swimming correctly? Two of mine seem very light. I've treated for ick, velvet, internal and external worms. It's probably a swim bladder problem, which normally you can't really correct. Guppy Friend says, can I breed ram for profits? You'd have to breed a lot of them. I think you'd probably have to breed like hundreds and hundreds of them before it became profitable. Joel says, I'm convinced fish keeping extends your life. Everyone should be into it. I think it does. I think that's been proven. It doesn't work for me. Cold, water change, or warm. It should be colder. Do you think dividing tanks for bettas is a good idea? Do you think it is safe? As long as they can't get to each other, it's probably safe. How do you think endlers would sell on Aquabid? Probably really fast. Endlers, guppies, they, as long as you're competitive, they'll probably sell pretty good. I think you spelled that right, Jim. Yeah, you want colder so that it basically triggers like a rain, something like that. What is a good black substrate for a planted tank with cories? I've used Eco Complete and never had a problem. Even with the shipping price, everyone charges shipping, so as long as you're not charging like $300 for shipping when everyone else is charging, you know, like 15 or 25. Someone asked what fish I'm looking forward to or looking to get in 2017. I'm looking to get some rams because I haven't had any in a long time. That's the only one. Maybe cardinal tetras. My panacories are always spawning in my community tank. I have around 20 now. I started with 3. I have more, but my ballas and the other cories eat most of the eggs. Hey, at least it's growing. Do you add soil under Eco Complete? This tank you're looking at is Eco Complete with about only like a ½ inch to an inch of soil underneath. Big Fly Media is back. Welcome back. Gonna go apply the final coat of Plasti Dip. I love that stuff. I use Fox Farm soil. It's Fox Farm Ocean Forest soil. It has vermiculite in it, which can be, I think is it vermiculite? It has that little white stuff in it that floats that's really annoying. Bob, your American football takes too long. I don't get it. That's why I never watch it live. I could never watch football if I had to watch it live. I don't know how I used to do it all the time. But commercials every 30 seconds gets really old really fast. Big Fly Media is playing World of Warcraft. I didn't know people still played that game. That's pretty cool. For my plecos, do I need to buy them food or will they just eat algae? Most plecos are carnivores, in my experience. So I would definitely give them food. Unless you're dealing with like rubber lip plecos or bristle nose plecos that will actually eat the algae. Most of the other ones are omnivore. Just had to save my goldfish. You got a rock in its mouth. I've actually heard that happening quite a bit to goldfish. Easiest low-tech carpeting plant. I've been able to carpet with micro chainsword with just fairly high lighting and no CO2. I ordered fluorite, excited to see how it goes. Be sure to rinse it a lot because fluorite is really dirty. Yep, Styrogen Repens is really cool. There's a little bit of it right, oops, there. That's S Repens. Yes, Fox Farm soil. Best foods to trigger spawning for plecos. Probably live food or frozen food. Fluorite is really dirty. Yeah, I don't even use fluorite because it's such a pain. It's so dirty. It takes forever to clean. I mean, Eco Complete, you still have to rinse, but it's not nearly as bad as fluorite. To be fair, it's probably been about 1.5 or 2 years since I've got fluorite, so maybe it's better. But it used to be terrible. What do you grow in Fox Farm? That's the soil I use for my aquariums. Favorite fish food brand right now is New Life Spectrum, but I'm going to be getting some omega-1, and I'm actually trying Tetra, some Tetra foods. Just had ankle surgery. For me, it's just how much water I'm wasting. Like, I rinsed my fluorite for like an hour and like with a garden hose, and my whole lawn was flooded, and it was still dirty. And then I did water changes all night, and it still wouldn't go away. I love omega-1. Yeah, it's got a lot of good reviews, so I'm excited to try it. I like that the first ingredient is whole salmon. Alejandro says, I thought you didn't have to rinse Eco Complete. You do. Big J Aquatics thinks that Southern Delight is the best fish food in the world. Are there any fish foods that include bugs? Frozen food can include some bugs. Yeah, the first time I used fluorite, man, I rinsed it for like an hour, put it in my 55-gallon tank, and I probably did 10 water changes that night, and it still was not clear. And finally, I just gave up and scooped it all out and started over. It's now in my lawn. Changing my substrate from gravel to sand in the 48-gallon bow front. Any ideas on how to do it without draining the entire tank? I just use a net. It'll bend and ruin your net, but it still works. You can bend it back. What are the benefits of brine shrimp? Dried brine shrimp generally do not have the same nutritional value as live brine shrimp. Omega-1 veggie is my favorite fish food. Yeah, it's kind of spendy. So hopefully it's pretty good because it's expensive. How often should iron be dosed in a low-tech tank? If it's low-tech, at most probably once a week. You would think dry food with bugs. Oh, you're talking like beneficial bugs. I thought you meant like parasitic bugs. Alright. What is a good sized tank for a ghost knife? Don't those get pretty big? Okay, let's take a look. Omega 1 is the only brand I have used the last few years. Yeah, a lot of people love it. You can see in chat, a lot of people love it. So it looks like the max size of a black knife, a black ghost knife fish, is about 1.5 feet. So you probably want a 6-foot tank. Brian says, Bob, have you used Easy Green? How is it? It works well. I use it in this tank that you're looking at. Cichlid says, where do you get Daphnia? I get it from local breeders. I'm not sure where you could get it. Maybe if you have a local aquarium club, you could try that. But yeah, a lot of people seem to be liking Easy Green, and I'm one of them. How many angels would you keep in a 125? Probably like 8. Omega 1 for the win. See, a lot of love for Omega 1. Had to run for a while. Some work stuff came up. As follow-up on my other question, have done lots of reading before buying. Just got some leopard frog plecos. I'm a first-time pleco owner, though. Any tips? Feed, feed, feed. I think I said that before to someone else. You have to feed your plecos. You can't rely on, if you have other fish, if you're just feeding flake food, that's not going to be enough. When using Easy Grain, do you need to add iron or trace elements? Just iron, and just if you want to add iron or if you need to add iron. Chance says, personally, I feel a variation in diet is almost as important as the brand. I agree. I feed a very varied diet. I don't know if anyone saw my tuber challenge video, but you can see how many different types of food I have. It's ridiculous. Keaton says, what is a good place to get Cory cats from that is reliable? The Wet Spot Tropical Fish. You and Cory should do a collab. We've done lots of collabs. And when he takes out his 100-gallon goldfish tank, I'll be helping him with that, and we will certainly be videoing it. Jim says, leopard frog plecos, definitely one of the most beautiful. They're awesome and on my want list. Yep, I was just shooting video of mine today. Fish Person B Blog says, good night, everyone. Have a good night. It was nice to meet you in Chicago, and good to see you on my stream. It's pretty awesome. Big pH change from gravel to pool sand. It is a cichlid tank. Not if they're both inert. They shouldn't change it at all. Pavilion says, varied diet super important. Yeah, they say variety is the spice of life. Have I ever used red clay for fertilizer in my tank? The only clay I've used is like clay from terracotta pots. I smash it up. Have you ever used API CO2 booster? I think like 3 years ago, when a fish store was going out of business, I bought some because it was like 90% off. Bob, you should hook Corey up with a green screen. Looks sick. I spent a lot of time figuring this stuff out, and I was doing it yesterday without a green screen, and so that's why it looks better in this video, at least I think, than yesterday's video. L260 is my dream pleco. Let's look it up. L260 pleco. Hyphen Cistrus. Oh, Queen Arabesque. Yep, those are nice. I went to Walmart for pool filter sand to use as substrate for my tank, and the lady told me they don't have it, and I'm in the wrong season. That's probably pretty accurate. You need to go to even the Home Depot and Lowe's in my area don't sell it. The only place that is selling it in my area is Ace Hardware. I don't know if you have one of those. Any pleco species you would keep in a 20 long besides a clown? I really like rubber lip plecos. Bristle nose would work well. Do you think it's necessary, ideal to refrigerate Rapashi after I make it? Yeah. Most pool companies have pool sand for sale in their showroom. Yeah, that's good advice too. Or if you're like me, you don't have a pool company in my town. Oh, did we miss a spammer? We'll take care of that. Is V Stag still here? V Stag, Colin V Stag. What is all the rage about Rapashi? It's really good. Bob, how old were you in the year 2000? I was 16 years younger than I am now. V Stag is still here. Alright, I was just wondering. Hopefully you weren't doing something. What plecos would you keep in a 125? In my 125, I keep an L239, I keep some L75, an L172, a pair of adult bristlenose plecos, a clown pleco, and one L91. Clever answer. Keaton wants to know what my job is. I'm in IT. What's your favorite Apistos species? It is Apistogramma inca. Apistogramma inca. Okay, yeah, the Apistogramma benchai. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely top 3. Oh, Jim might know my age now since he friended me on Facebook. I don't think it says my age though, does it? I'll have to take care of that real quick if it does. I'm going to ask Corey on his next stream. Corey doesn't know how old I am. Ever kept Brichardi? What kind? I have Synodontis Brichardi. Don't put in washer, sand, and tank. It will kill fish and your whole day. No, it doesn't say my age anyways. And it has I think my birthday is set to January 1st, which it's not. Alright, you've kind of done that too many times too. Sorry, Willie. I'll let people ask for subs once, maybe twice, but if you keep doing it, that's not why people are here. The Lizander says I'm not above 30. Someone guessing 28. Or no, someone's saying 28 because of Willie. Never mind, I get it. Man, I don't know why people spam that stuff. Oh, Ron asked, I missed it, do you put Corys with African cichlids? I don't, but it can be done. Meant to say unwashed sand is bad. Neolamprologus brichardi. No, I have not kept them yet because I don't want to have to deal with them breeding all the time. It's bad enough that my Julida chromis are breeding out of control. I don't need brichardi breeding out of control either. Yeah, they're pretty aggressive and they breed like crazy. Do you have any moderators on the stream? I don't know if any are on right now. I missed it, Bob. What is the L91? It's called a 3-beam pleco. Are you 35? Nope. I have about 50 and a 75. 50... Oh, yeah. See, that's why. That's why I don't keep them. Cole's on. Cole's probably doing massive water changes in all his massive tanks, though. Probably not paying attention to chat, just listening. Zebra pleco next hangout. I really thought the zebra plecos would come down in price. It seems like a lot of people are breeding them these days, but they're still up there. Pavilion N says, see ya. Thanks, Bob. Thanks for stopping by again. Cole says he did some earlier. How often do you have to change the water on your turtle tank? On your 600-gallon turtle tank? What species of catfish do you consider easy to keep other than Corys? Synodontis, I find, are pretty easy. A lot of plecos are easy. They're technically a catfish, right? Yeah, that's my answer. Synodontis and plecos. Banjo catfish are pretty neat. I do not watch college football. I am not 45. Pictus catfish are awesome, but man, they sure are rambunctious. I've always wanted like a huge tank, well, not necessarily huge, but like a 125-gallon or larger full of Pictus catfish. I think that would be crazy. Those guys are spasmatics. Keaton needs to know my age. Why? Can I tell you about L204? Probably. Let me look it up. I don't know that line. I don't have that one saved in the old memory bank. Let's see. Used to have a 1-foot Colombian pleco. L204 flash pleco. Never heard of that. 5 inches. pH 6.6 to 8.6. 75 degrees to 86. That's pretty forgiving. A wood-eating species. Vegetables are eaten as well. Animal protein. Seemed like a pretty neat pleco. L204. I'm gonna have to write that one down. When you had your Pictus that would hide 24/7, when I had 3 of them, and they're not necessarily hiding, but they're always scurrying around under the hardscape until it was time to feed, and then they came out. Willie the King, 28. I'm only 12. Why do you do this to me? Because you were spamming, Willie. What about Farlowella cats, or however you spell them? I had a couple a while ago and they were pretty cool. Yeah, Farlowella cats are really awesome. Matthew loves Spam. I've only eaten Spam like twice in my entire life. I got zebra plecos probably 20 to 25 years ago, and they were $50. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, everything was probably cheaper back then. Maybe. Flash pleco are tough to breed and need current flowing past the cave entrance. I've never actually heard of them being called flash pleco. Well, that's true. You did make less money. They have been bred in captivity, so that's good. I'm trying to decide. Have you ever had? I'm trying to decide what to put in my background tank, or if I'm just going to keep green screening. Nope, I have never had that. Tropical fish happy. Plecos are tough to breed. Yeah, some of them can be. Some of them are really easy. Gavin says, later, Bob. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for stopping by again, Gavin. Can roseline sharks be kept with mollies and platies? I would say yes. Mine are really peaceful. Yeah, I'm kind of having fun with the green screen, and I'm still not sure how I feel about putting a fish tank on the second floor just because it's not my house. All I can imagine is it springing a leak and causing a big mess. Plus, this room is not really equipped to do water changes. You know, I would have to be back to the bucket brigade, and that would be a pain in the butt. I read your name wrong. It's Tropical Happy Fish. What did I say? Tropical Fish Happy? I don't know what I said. Apparently I said it wrong. Let's look at you on Facebook. Tropical Happy Fish. 131 likes. Fish are friends, not food. On your water changes, do you try and match the tank temp, or do you not worry? I don't. I purposely do it colder. Out of all your tanks, which one is your favorite one? My 75-gallon Lake Tanganyika tank, which will probably be in my backdrop on my next live stream. Barbara says, Bob, how you doing, FB buddy? Doing well. How you doing? Have you ever had any types of puffer besides your Mabu puffer? I managed to kill a Congo puffer. That was a pretty bad experience. I had a hairy puffer and Amazon. I had an Amazon puffer for a long time. Big Fly Media says canister versus sump. I prefer sumps. Backgrounds, the plastic ones you buy at Walmart, best way to install them. I don't know that I've seen those. Do they go on the outside of the glass, just like the standard paper ones? I have a black neon that looks like it swallowed a football. Swimming and eating. The other 7 look normal. Is it pregnant? Probably not. Any figure 8 puffer in your future? No. No figure 8s. Just fed your fish and turtles. What kind of turtles do you have? Let's see. Backgrounds. The plastic one you buy at PetSmart. Best way to install them, please. Laminated paper. Most people just tape them on the back. Red-eared slider. Okay, we got a lot of those where I'm at. What's your big plans for the holiday weekend? I have a 4-day weekend, so I was off today. I'm off Monday. I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock again, and I'm not gonna go past later than 7 because then I have to go and actually be social and hang out with friends. Sunday, I will watch the football game after it's over so I can fast forward through all the commercials. I will be doing lots of water changes. It's 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then Monday, I have a friend coming over who thinks we're going to be doing some gaming, but in reality, he's going to be helping me move my new 120-gallon tank. He just doesn't know it yet. But I asked him to come over I asked him if he was off, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to do some gaming? He's like, okay. Little does he know. That's how I got him last time, too. Hey, come over for some gaming. And then I made him help me move my 125-gallon tank through the window. Black acrylic paint and foam rollers from Walmart. If you're talking about the background, I would rather use... oh man, I'm totally blanking. We were talking about it earlier, too. The spray-on rubber stuff, whatever that stuff is. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I use it all the time. Plasti Dip, thank you. I knew someone would say. The nice thing about Plasti Dip is it just peels right off. Abby says, tomorrow's going to be so much fun. I'm getting some new fish. What kind of fish are you getting? I'll be changing to my cell so I can go out, but I'll be listening later, everyone. Romo is supposed to play his first regular season game this year. I heard that they were actually thinking about starting Sanchez just to get him some experience. That would be funny. Guys, blue versus black backgrounds. Clearly, as you can see, I prefer black. The blue one, I feel, adds nothing. No depth, no contrast. Our pet store is open tomorrow. Mine are open but they close early. And they also close early for New Year's too. Yeah, but I'm really digging the live stream. I don't know why. I did it yesterday. I did it Tuesday. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this green screen too. You should see me playing it around with it before I go live and all the stupid stuff I do. Abby's getting some guppies, some bettas, some cories, and some more fish. Wow, you got quite the list there. That's gonna be cool. Best way to remove paint off the back? Probably with a razor. Yeah, razor blade. As long as it's glass and not acrylic. Chris says, I just saw Harry Puffer. I might need to get me one. Might need to get me a new tank now. Yeah, there's certainly a one fish tank. So if you put anything else in with them, they will absolutely shred them. Ron says, favorite Julie. Right now, my favorite Julies are the ones I'm keeping, the Malarii, or Malarii, I don't know how to pronounce it. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy is back. Nice to see you, 4:30 in the morning in Sweden. Definitely appreciate the time you dedicate with the rest of us fish nuts. Hey, you guys help me just as much. I mean, I'm certainly not an expert, so I learn a lot from these chats as well. Plus, all my other friends won't just sit here and talk about fish with me. So, it's fun. Hey, have you seen Jacob's Aquatics' weird experience at Petco in his area? Yeah, and I probably don't have a very popular opinion about that whole experience, but I did see his video. And yep, if anyone hasn't seen that, Jacob's Aquarium went to Petco to buy a bunch of fish, and they wouldn't sell them more than 8 at a time. Michael's fish room is here, so that's good. We got a mod now. Not that we've needed one. Paul Martin said, oh, Paul Martin's here too. Look at that. I must have missed that unless he just got on. I bet it's not the whole story. So someone brought up a really good point to me about that whole experience, and so he was going to Petco to buy fish to put in his tank that he sells his aquarium plants in. I wouldn't want to buy aquarium plants from Petco that were in with their fish. So I certainly would then not want to buy plants from him if they have Petco fish in them, unless he's quarantining them first. Then that's a different story. But if he's taking them from Petco and dumping them right into his resale tank, I don't know that I'd want to buy from that. So that's my opinion, Casey, because he didn't mention anything about quarantine him. He just said he was going to go put him in his 600-gallon outdoor pond, which has his aquatic plants in it. No quarantine, he showed them swimming, yeah. So, And I know he's experienced. I know he knows what he's doing. And you know, if there was any visible signs of sickness on the fish, I'm sure he wouldn't do it. Why, he wouldn't even buy them. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that you don't see. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. If you guys haven't checked out Mike's channel, be sure to check out Michael's Fish Room. He does a lot of cool stuff. A lot of live bear stuff if you're into live bears. Melody said he's not getting them from PetSmart. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't buy fish from PetSmart and then resell them to someone. So I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't go buy pits from or fish from PetSmart, throw them right into this tank, and then sell somebody plants. Dean says he's been thinking about setting up a tank of Amazon puffers, but I'm put off by the need of teeth trimming. How often do they need their teeth trimmed? Hopefully never. Just feed them a lot of snails and clams. Well, they might be too small for clams, but if you feed them a lot of snails, you shouldn't have to trim their teeth. So my Mabu puffer is like 90% of his diet is snails because I'm paranoid of having to trim his teeth too. He did buy them from the Reef in Anaheim, California. I don't have any. I don't know about that store, but if it's a good one, then I wouldn't be too worried about it at that point. Like if I went and bought fish from Aquarium Co-op, you don't have to quarantine those fish because he does them all there. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. So if, you know, if the Reef does that kind of stuff too, then shouldn't have to worry about it. Dustin had a pretty good sale today. Buy one, get two free. I did not know. They are horrible with fish. I bought guppies, male and female. Most of the females died while being quarantined. Not sure what story you're talking about, but that's unfortunate. TS Connection says, do you do this for a living? No, I would be in the poorhouse. This is just a hobby for me, and people are always asking to buy my stuff, but they forget that I'm a hobbyist and I want to keep most of my stuff. So I mean, I'll sell like plant clippings and I sell fry locally, but that's about it. How many hats do you own, Bob? One for each day. Well, Michael's Fish Room makes fun of my hats, so I bought a special one just for him, and I was hoping it was going to be here today, but it'll be here tomorrow, so hopefully I'll have it for tomorrow's live stream. I have a lot of hats. PetSmart. Yeah, so PetSmart, my local PetSmart is amazing, but I've definitely been to a lot of PetSmarts that were absolutely terrible. What's your favorite rainbow fish? Some of my favorite are Bosemani, which are, I think, a lot of people's favorite. And I bet it's a Sounders hat. No, you're way off. I like the Parkinsoni, or sometimes called the Port Moresby rainbow fish. That's one of my favorite, most underrated rainbow fish. He should do a hair reveal. That'll never happen. So people do not recognize me with my hat off, and I like it that way. I'm like Clark Kent and Superman. So when I get big and I'm a big famous YouTube rock star, I'll be able to take my hat off and go out in public, and no one will be able to recognize me, and it'll be great. I like Bob, even though he's a Seahawks fan. You know what? I'm not a bandwagon fan though. I struggled through the Seahawks in the '90s, so I deserve to be. I deserve this couple years of success they're having. Have I had any celebrity moments where people notice you in the street? Nope. Well, I mean, at Chicago, people walked up to me all the time, and that was pretty cool, but never here locally. 1 million subs and a hair reveal. Okay, I'll agree to that. But then I'll be old enough and I won't have any hair, so it won't matter. They'll recognize all the ladies hanging off your arms. Yeah, Petco or PetSmart, they're terrible when it comes to meds. Like, good ones. Oh, how was your puffer? I shot some video of the puffer recently that'll come out in tomorrow's video, I think. Doing pretty good. I was trying to feed it, shoot, now I forget. I must be tired because I'm forgetting everything. I was trying to feed it some Gamaris. Is that how it's pronounced? The like frozen little shrimp guys. Ivan says, "Sorry, Bob, I'm late. I just set up a 55-gallon. That's pretty cool." Cameron says, "Are you going to name the puffer eventually?" It's going to be one of those kind of when it happens thing. Like I'll just come across the name and I'll be like, "Oh man, that's perfect for the puffer." I haven't found the perfect name yet. Flynn's Fish Forum is here. That's pretty cool. I think he went to Aquarium Co-op today. Yeah, Flynn, did you make it to the co-op today? We want to know what you got. Oh, I missed a question. Do you think it's possible to make a little cash selling guppies? Yes, I do. As long as you can establish a good, relationship with your local fish store, or if you're willing to ship, then yeah, you can make good money. Not good money, but a little money. I got quite a bit of in-store credit saved up at my local fish store. Seagrass Farms does live streams on Facebook. Seagrass Farms? Or are you thinking of Seagrass Farms? What am I thinking of? I always get those farms mixed up. Plus, I'm really tired. Yeah, I can't believe they do live streams. I wouldn't think they'd want people to see their crappy fish. Oh yeah, I was thinking of Imperial Tropicals. I know they do live streams all the time. I didn't know Seagrass Farm does. Although, to be fair, Seagrass Farms has gotten a lot better. A lot better. If you know who Gary Lang is, he's actually been working with them and some other fish farms down there. Has gotten them to stop inbreeding rainbow fish, so that's nice. Bob, the traffic was really bad, and well, it's Friday, man. It's going to be terrible, especially here. The worst traffic ever. I got Easy Green and a Goldfish t-shirt. I still want to do a vid with you and Corey sometime in January. I want to come up to the aquarium, the Vancouver Aquarium. Seagrass just sold for $60 million. Interesting. I wonder who bought them. Is it true that people have found live fish and reptiles in dumpsters on the backside of PetSmart and Petco? I would say yes. Maybe not fish, but you can go on YouTube and watch videos of people finding like iguanas and stuff in the dumpster. You think you could make a little cash selling guppies? We don't have many great pet shops near me in England. Yeah, then you should do it. Yes, come to the Vancouver Aquarium. I think I need a passport now, and I need to get a new one. I used to be able to get across the border with just my driver's license, but I don't think I can anymore. Is there a Seattle aquarium? But yes, it is the most god-awful aquarium in the world. Central Garden and Pet bought Seagrass. Oh, interesting. The Vancouver Aquarium has a 650-gallon neon Tetra tank. That's pretty sweet. I bought Bozemanis from Imperial. Yeah, I've bought fish from Imperial. They've always done a good job. I feel like their prices are pretty fair, especially since, what, you spend $45 or something and you get free shipping. I do find your videos inspiring, saving up to buy nice tropical fish. You must be talking about Flynn's videos. How many gallons is the tank behind you? That's a 75-gallon. That is horrible. Is that legal? That's actually a pretty good question. I'm sure even if it was illegal, no one would do anything about it. Yeah, what did I get? I got my rainbow shiners from Imperial Tropicals, and I got the orange dwarf crayfish. I want to come to the States and go on a giant fish store, fish room tour. Yep. Planning on doing something like that, but it's going to be a while. Bob, are you bald? Nope. At least in my state, it's not legal. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Greg says, gorgeous tank. Thank you. It's taken a while to get there. You got neon swords, koi swords. Do you actually do well with your swordfish? Because no one around here does well with them. I mean, everyone can breed them, but they're just not very popular as far as reselling. Bob probably has a long ponytail. Maybe. Will you ever get into saltwater? I will. I have had one saltwater tank in the past. Have you ever bred rainbows? Not purposely, but they do breed in my tanks. And usually a couple out of the hundreds of eggs survive. Mike, Jacob, and his crew are awesome. My wife, kids, and I will be visiting them this spring. Are people allowed to buy straight from Imperial Tropicals? Yeah, if you go to their website, they do wholesale and retail. How tall are you? I saw you in a video with Corey. I'm 6'1". Do you find that some pet shops in the U.S. don't take care of their fish very well? Yeah, we have some really bad. Not even talking about like the. I actually went to Petco today, and I saw I think I saw 6 dead fish between their tanks, and half their tanks were completely empty. But taking out PetSmart and Petco's, we have some really, really bad ones. We have one local fish store that gets evicted like every 6 months and just keeps moving to different stores. And all he does is spam Facebook, spam Craigslist. It's terrible. Yesterday you told me that you will never keep Oscars. Why is that? They just don't do anything for me. I feel like it's something that almost everybody has. A gourami is a fish that I have yet to keep, oddly enough, and for no specific reason. You had dwarf crayfish. I had mine, and it dies 3 days after molting. Joel says you gotta really want Oscars because they're so damn messy. Yep. One of your friends is 6'7". That would be fun. What is the tank behind you stocked with? There's about 20 Snapper Creek rainbows. There's black neon tetras. Those little guys swimming right here. Oh, my finger cuts off right there. Those are drape fin barbs. There's cherry barbs. Right. Oh, wrong way again. Right over here, somewhere over there more, you see a bristlenose pleco. There's a few of them in there. There's a Siamese algae eater right there going across. And there's one pair of pseudomcgill rainbows in there. Do you know about Herbert Axelrod? If so, do you like him? Isn't there a fish named after him? Axelrodi, or whatever it is. I mean, I can't really say that I've studied him much, but I know they named fish after him, so he must have done something pretty awesome, right? Dan Haichu has nice Grammies and a figure 8 puffer. Yeah, he has got a lot of cool stuff on his channel. Star Wars or Star Trek. I like the original Star Wars movies. I like the Star Trek movie that came out in 2009. I really like that one. But I can't really say that I like the original Star Wars movies over anything Star Wars or Star Trek related. Favorite Anubias is probably Anubias pangolino. Pangolino, I think that's how it's pronounced. Had cherry bars and they ended up being snacks. Well, hopefully they tasted good. Your 2 dwarf crayfish got eaten by featherfin catfish. I sold mine. I had them for about 6 months and I ended up changing the tank up. There's one video of them on my Facebook. You have to go pretty far back. 6'7" and is only 14 years old. That's crazy. Sergeant Tank says, if I come to the aquatic experience in 2007, I'll get you a taco, but you must wear the special hat. It's not even anything that great. I only said it because Michael makes fun of my hats all the time. It's not even anything crazy. Are gold nugget plecos worth the money? Only you can answer that. If you're willing to buy it, then it's worth your money. I mean, they're awesome fish, but if a gold nugget pleco is $50 and you don't think it's an awesome $50 to spend, then that's up to you. If there was one fish keeping expo to come to the USA, which would it be? Is there one dominating, or is there? I think the Chicago Aquatic Experience is by far the biggest one. Sean Alexander or Marshawn Lynch? Lynch is way better. Sean Alexander only did good because we had an amazing offensive line. But once we got rid of that, you can see how terrible he did. AE is the Comic-Con of the fish world. Yeah. BN plecos don't get big. I think my biggest one is like 6 inches. But I've got quite a few that are around that 5 to 6 inch range. I wish there was more fish keeping expos and fish websites in Canada. Can't you come to the USA websites? Any experience with filter shrimp? Yes, I'm going to get the blue wood shrimp I'm going to get maybe 3 for this tank right here you're looking at. Do you have any experience with keyhole cichlids? Just what I've read about them. I've never kept them. But I think they're pretty cool. I got a blue wood shrimp like 2 months after getting back in the hobby when I really didn't know what I was doing. And he did not fare very well because my tank was not very well established. There's a reptile expo every month here, and there's a lot of overlap with aquarium stuff. Yeah, I only get 2 reptile expos here, one in the spring and one in the fall. Kind of sucks. TS Connection says, have you ever owned butterfly plecos? I have 3 of them right now. Anyone make the catfish convention? Not that I know of. I don't know anyone that went. Bob, how big do wood shrimp get? Maybe 3 inches. I had a bamboo wood shrimp. I had a bamboo shrimp for a really long time. Those are like, if you look at my very first videos, it's of my bamboo shrimp. Bojo Ford wants to know what my favorite pleco is. Can anybody answer that? Only one person got it right last night. Can anyone get it right tonight? My favorite pleco. No guesses? Nobody knows? There it is. Oh, there we go. 3 people knew. It is the L397. Alright, well last night only one person got it right. Tonight we got, looks like half a dozen, so that's good. Leopard frog is up there, but not the favorite. Zebra plecos are up there too, but 397 is definitely my favorite. LOL, that question really does come up every time. Yep, I told you. It's a great question though, I like it. How's your water in Seattle? It's terrible. Do you have to buffer pH for cichlids? I do. Yeah, your Texas water, I'm really sad. Makes me sad. It's like perfect. We don't have chlorine, but our water is, mine comes out of the tap at like 6.2 pH. It's absolutely terrible. And you don't have one right now. That is correct. I do not have any L397. There would be a fish for 2017. Somebody asked me earlier, what are my fish? What fish am I going to get in 2017? Hopefully that one. I saw a false zebra pleco at my local fish store. What's that about? I don't know. I've never heard of a false zebra pleco. They probably didn't know what it was, so they just said, hey, it looks like a zebra pleco. EJ says he was working on his new 75. That's good. When you want those pygmy sunfish, what kind are they? Aren't there a few different kinds? Right now I have the Okefenokee pygmy sunfish, and I absolutely love them. Chuck wants to know if I check TDS in your tanks. I do. I do have a TDS meter. I'd rather not have chloramines. I do have chloramines in my water, but no chlorine. Okefenokee. Yep. Okefenokee pygmy sunfish. Which TDS meter? I will link it for you. Let me look. Might take a minute. I have to go through my history here. Timeout, looking up this meter. It's really cool. It's the one everyone uses. Humpty Dumpty. Here we go. Oh, of course I gotta sign in. Sign in. Oh, I guess Penny's leaving. Thanks for stopping by, Penny. If mermaids was real, I'd breed them. TS meter. Let's see if I can just search for it. No. It was only like 15 bucks. That I can tell you. Oh, here it is. I found it. If someone hasn't already linked it. Here we go. That's the TDS meter. So far, it's been amazing. No complaints. Oh, crap. I asked a question and then I wasn't even here. Bob, when do you want those pygmy sunfish? I don't think it's going to be safe to ship me anything for a while. How often do I use it? Whenever I feel like playing around with it. It's more of like a fun little thing than whenever I'm curious. How do I get my bristlenose to be more social or at least come out from hiding? The ones in here come out all the time, but most of the time, mine never come out. Have I ever kept any frontosa or plan to? I have never kept any. I don't plan to anytime soon, but it's definitely a fish I want to have eventually. Hey Bob, my wife was watching your live stream with me and asked what kind of software you're using. For the live stream, I'm using OBS. OBS. In your opinion, does jungle val need the injection of CO2? Absolutely not. Do baby tears grow fast? Not. They do if you can actually grow them. Most people have problems with baby tears. Well, dwarf baby tears. I think you said you got dwarf baby tears. How much money have you spent on fish and supplies in one day? I have no idea. Are you asking how much the most I've spent in one day? If you're asking the most, it was probably the Black Friday when I got the 125-gallon kit with the FX6. That was like 500 bucks. Java fern grows so slow it makes me want to cry. Me too. There's actually a guy by me that grows it really fast, and it's so annoying. The Lizander says he's heading out for the night. I'll have to watch the replay later. Thank you, and Happy New Year to you. What about dwarf hairgrass? I only have low light. Will it work? It'd be pretty tough to get that to work. I have it in my I have dwarf hairgrass in my betta tank, but I'm using pretty high light. But that's it. No CO2, no fertilizer, and it's growing. Only a single guy can answer that money question. Yeah. Do you know where your wild-caught bristlenose were collected? I do. I believe Colombia, if I remember correctly. I'd have to dig up my receipt, but I'm pretty sure they were wild caught in Colombia. What's your take on snails? I love snails. I absolutely love, especially like the pond snails, the ones that everyone complain about. I love them. Well, one, I purposely overfeed to get snails to feed to my puffer, but in general, I love snails. Flynn's got to go. Well, thanks for stopping by for a little bit, and hopefully we'll see you for a little bit tomorrow. V-Stack can only chat at red lights. That's good. And don't drive and chat. Do you have interest in monster fish? Not really. I'm not really a fan of putting like monster fish in 200-gallon tanks. Now, if I could get like huge, like 1,000-gallon, then I would start looking at monster fish. And a 5-inch cherry barb? Yep. Will you ever keep a Mabu puffer? I have one right now. You can see it in some of my videos. Hey Bob, I'm thinking of consolidating the 3 medium-sized angels I have into my 75-gallon assorted rainbow tank. What's your experience with compatibility? I've never kept angels with rainbows, but a lot of people have, and you really probably shouldn't have a problem. Have I ever kept tinfoil barbs? Nope. Craig, I have not. Oh, Short and Anxious is here. Hello, Short and Anxious. Yeah, I know a lot of people have kept angels with rainbow fish. It really shouldn't be a problem. Cameron says, heading out, stay classy. Thanks for hanging out. What is your favorite guppy strain? I don't really have a favorite. I can tell you the next strain I want to work with is the black Moscow guppy. That's going to be my next guppy. I was thinking about trying some, get some guppies and mixing with my red Delta just to see what happens. I might do that just for funsies, but I don't know what. Favorite Cories. Some of my favorite Cories are the Corydoras pulcher, Corydoras lortoensis, Corydoras hestatus. I have kept Blibbing rams, and I'm looking at getting some gold face electric blue rams. Trying to get a hold of some of those. I've reached out to the guy that made them, so I'll see if I can get some. Those sound fancy. They're fairly new, probably within the last 5 years, a new strain. They were made by a guy who is in Portland. Have you bred Synodontis? Nope. I thought I did, but I was a fool. They were just bristlenose eggs. I thought they were Synodontis eggs. My wife wants to know, what if he has to use the restroom during the live stream? Then I just go and I'll leave it on the background. Then I'll do this. I'll make myself really small and go to the bathroom. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. See me down there? Way down here. Then I'll just go, whoa! Watching the live stream with my 3-year-old brother. He loves the fish. Good. What type of regulator do I use? It's an Aquatech regulator, I think. And I bought the diffuser so long ago, I don't even remember. Sorry. But I only have one tank that has CO2 in it. Dennis says, if you want Moscow guppies, I have some cross sometime. I have some I cross sometime with Delta guppies you can have as long as you pay for shipping. Well, that's cool. I'll have to think about that, Dennis. Are you able to switch your background video while live? Yep. I can do just about anything. In your opinion, what's the best barb? The Denison barb. Will you ever keep tarantulas? Probably not. I don't have anything against them, but I'll probably never keep them. Kevin is going to have some tanks opening up, thinking about dabbling in live bears. I would check out Michael's Fish Room and look at his videos, and that might help you decide on what kind you want. Michael says Prime is the best dechlorinator. I say Safe is the best dechlorinator. So there. You should get panda guppies. I feel like panda guppies are kind of the flavor of the month and everybody has them. Don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but I feel like that's going to get pretty flooded pretty fast. Here for the Dog says, why Denison barbs over other barbs? Because they're awesome. That's why. Any thoughts on ATM products? No. No thoughts. Absolutely no thoughts. Safe is not practical for most people, though. How is it not practical? It's cheaper. Seems pretty practical. Safe is tough to measure on smaller tanks. Do you have a trick for it? Nope. I just overdose. You could put in like 5 times the amount and it's still going to be cheaper than Prime. Where do you buy most of your fish? I buy them from a really large majority of places. Thanks for suggestions, Michael. I'll check out your channel this evening. Yeah, Michael has a ton of live bears, so Chuck has Safe in case he runs out of Prime. Do you feed any live foods? I only feed micro worms. That's the only food I'm willing to put up with as far as live food. Nope, no issues overdosing ever. Just like it would be really hard to overdose with Prime, it would be really hard to overdose with Safe. And it's such a small amount that you need. Like if I'm changing water in a 40-gallon tank and I'm doing like a 25% water change, I just dab it and just get a little bit in there. Have I ever kept L34? Check it out if you have not. I've heard of them. I don't remember offhand, but I'll look it up. L34 Pleco. It's oh, the Medusa Pleco. Okay, I've never kept them, but I know it. Dan uses Pond Prime. Yeah, that's another cheaper alternative to just regular Prime. 10-gallon tanks, it's like a dash, like just a little pinch. No, Paul, I don't know about overseas guppies, the cost on them. I'm really not into guppies enough to know that. I know that overseas bettas are stupid expensive. Charlie wants to know, when liquid birds pass their use by date, are they still safe to use? I would probably still use them unless it was like 10 years past. Okay, even maybe like a year past, I probably wouldn't use it. What do you think about a giant Danio school with your Denison barbs? I like my Denison barbs in with my rainbow fish. But they would probably look pretty cool with giant Danios as well. Are CO2 cartridges the same as pellet guns? CO2, yeah. As far as I've seen anyways. Jim says he's going to give it a try. Still talking about safe. I wouldn't be worried about it. I think like the small 8-ounce container, I think I just bought my second one last month. And they usually last me about a year, and that's with 25 tanks. Will you keep Tropheus? I have the Tropheus in Conde Yellow. And Ben, how long have you been streaming for? Didn't get a notification. Sorry, Brennan. I don't know what's the deal with the notifications, but it only works for like half the people. I started streaming at 6 o'clock, so 2 hours ago. Anyway, sorry, Ron. So I do keep the Tropheus in Conde Yellow. I think the other Tropheus I want is something, it's called like the Kasonga Rainbow or something like that. I really like those ones. So yeah, I really like Tropheus, definitely. If it comes from Lake Tanganyika, you can pretty much guarantee that I love it. What's up, Fish Tropic? Jim says I need a Tropheus background. My Tropheus are still like an inch. They got a ways to go. Oh yeah, you gotta, so once you subscribe, then you gotta click on the stupid second subscribe button, which is the bell, and that's for the notifications. Hi Bob, hi Chad. Interested in more of the unique plecos? Any you'd recommend? Really depends on how much you want to spend, but I really love the L75 Para pleco. That's one of my favorite. Joel says, what type of trophies do you have? I'll type it out because I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But I pronounce it as the Enconde Yellow. That's the trophies I have. And I only have 5 of them. When I drove down to the wet spot, they only had 5 left, so I bought all of them. Little Lake Aquarium says he saw a massive full-grown fire eel today for like $150. If he had the money, he would have bought it. There was someone in my state trying to sell like a 3-footer for months and months and months and ended up having to give it away. They're not very popular around here. Can you keep a Pissogramma cockatoides with small cories and 75 planted? Depends on how small. Pygmy cories might be a problem if they're breeding. If a pistos are breeding, then they might go after your... Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I get distracted. Then they might go after like your smaller cory species, your pygmy cories. Is a Sun 404 canister filter too big for a 55-gallon? I don't know. Sorry, maybe someone in chat will know. I'm not familiar with that model. Tropical Fish Happy, just kidding. Tropical Happy Fish says, Bob, do you feel like it hasn't gotten stronger over the years? I've only had it once, so I don't have much experience with it. And I treated it with Paragard, which is really weak type of treatment for that, and it still worked. So TS Connection says, what's your opinion on small tanks? How small? How small are we talking? Favorite type of bettas? I like the betta I have now, and I think I might get a Dumbo ear placat. I'm going to have to talk to Inglorious Bettas about that. How many fish do you have? There was one point where I tried to document all my fish, and it was just too much of a pain in the butt. But I don't know, maybe 1,000. Where's Lucas tonight? He was on here earlier when we were screwing around with the green screen, and then I think he said he was busy or had to go. How do you make driftwood sink fast? I don't know. If somebody knows a way, tell me. A lot of people boil it, but the pieces I get are too big and I can't boil it. Charlie says, what is your worst disease? The worst disease is the one I never figured out what it was, and it wiped out my entire 125-gallon tank of cichlids in under a week. And I never figured out what it was. Oh, Short Anxious says, you're going to get another betta? That's awesome. Yeah, I think I will, because those Dumbo ears are pretty sweet. Most common mistakes you see other aquarists make that bug you the most: not researching fish before they buy them. You're getting close to Corey level live stream views. I don't know how many people are here. I feel like it's kind of a not very many, kind of little intimate live stream here with the few people that are here. I don't know if you're talking views or how many people are here. How Jim wants to know how I'm buffering my trophies tank. I'm using Seachem Tanganyikan buffer. Yeah, as far as people, I'm pretty sure Corey gets like 400. When I was on his live stream, we broke his record, but then he broke it the next week by himself, so now I can't take credit for that. Alright, well, Michael's being a wimp and says it's time for bed. Thanks for stopping by, Michael. What type of pets have you had? Have you had any chickens? My dad has enough chickens for our entire family and then some, so no, I do not keep chickens. Wimp dude, I'm old. I'm old too. But Michael has a family. I don't, so I can't give him too much crap. He makes fun of my hats, though. I'm going to make fun of him for being a wimp and leaving. That's just how it is. Kids make you old. Yep. My sister's kids have entered high school, and now they're on social media, and the stuff I see them doing, I'm just like, geez. They're always like live streaming on Facebook, and they're not doing anything worse than I did at that age, and they're way better than I was at that age, but still, now that I'm old and seeing them at that age, just makes me feel even older. Ron wants to know if Lucas is live streaming tonight. He is live streaming tomorrow morning, I believe. and he wasn't sure if he was going to do his nightly live stream. Cichlid Junkie wants to know my thoughts on African spotted leaffish. I think they're pretty sweet. I've actually only seen them a couple times, but I think they're pretty sweet. Keaton wants to know who is Lucas. That's L.R. Brett's Aquatics. Patrick wants to know if I have any interest in getting Burchardii. I do not. Sharon asks what my favorite Corydora is. That's the Corydora Pulcher and the Corydora Lortoensis. Maybe he will go on tonight if enough people ask. How are you going to ask him? Are you friends with him on Facebook? Cichlids that can live in low temps and breed. Some of the Geophagus, I don't know, I probably just butchered that word, Geophagus species can go into lower temps, but I mean, are you talking South, Central, African? What kind of cichlids? Tropical Happy Fish is trying to get Black Rose from him. Those are really nice, man. I saw those in person and they look great. Bob, are you ever going to do a collab with Michael? I told him, Gymnogeophagus. That's the cold ones. That's why. That's right. I was actually just looking that up and then I got distracted. Anyways, am I ever going to do a collab with Michael? If he ever comes to Seattle, absolutely. Probably get a three-way collab going with Corey. I'm not really sure about the live stream collabs. I've never tried it, so I need to find someone to try it with. Yes, I'm friends with Brett's on Facebook, but he won't go on. Dennis says, midnight here in Buffalo. Oh, yep, it's getting there. Thanks for stopping by, Dennis. Tropical Happy Fish says, Bob, will you ship if I buy from you? I thought I asked you and you said you had none. By the, I don't have any of those shrimp, no. And I don't ship right now. That would be so cool if you did a collaboration with Lucas. Yeah, I wish we had more time. When I was at his house, I actually fell asleep, so Corey had to kind of carry the buck on that one. I fell asleep on his floor. But we really didn't have any time to do much of anything when we were there. It was basically we showed up at his house, filmed, and immediately left afterwards. If you could start over in the fish hobby, what would you do different? I would do a lot more researching. When I hit 100 subs, I will get some awesome footage for you guys. Awesome footage of what? What is your favorite shark fish? Like sharks or like freshwater sharks? 4:26 a.m. here in England. I really want to go to England. That's something that's going to happen. What kind of crypts do you have? These are all crypt Wendetii. When I bought them, they were all labeled, you know, as green, red, bronze, but they all look the same. I don't know what the difference is. There's crypt Lutea in here. Over here in the back corner that you can't see, there's crypt spiralis. There's crypt ponterifolia in there over on this side that you can't see. And that might be it. I originally planted some crypt undulatus in there, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't see any. I don't know if they made it. How big do roseline sharks get? I think like 5 or 6 inches. And they actually, once they get full grown lengthwise, they actually get pretty round. Is there any fish you don't care for? Wet Sleeve wants to know. So we're gonna go back to like the bigger, aggressive South American, Central American fish. I like them, and I don't have anything wrong with them, but I would never keep them because I don't like dedicating entire tanks to one fish, especially when you're talking about the size of tanks you have to keep them. You know, hundreds of gallons of tank for one fish just doesn't interest me, but I think they're awesome. Charlie says, any interest in killifish? There's a killifish in here, but he hangs up here in this corner, so he's probably off stream or off screen. I had a pair. I've had them for about 2 years, and the male finally died, which is about average. And they were the killie, bivantitum, something like that. So I've had those killies, and I've had the Golden Wonder killie. No, not the Golden Wonder killie. What's the other one? The Gold Australia killie. That's it. Jim Jobs is dropping out. Thanks again. Yeah, I'll message you probably tomorrow. Who's the British guy with the huge cichlids? His are amazing. I don't know. Shorten. I would never keep Jack Dempsey's either. And I think it's the like the Petco and PetSmart kind of thing. You know, I spent so much time of my life in those stores, and that's basically all they have, and I'm just tired of looking at them, I think. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, I just feel like I've seen a million of them. Is a overhead sump with lava rock good for a 55? I'm sure it would be. Nope, I wouldn't keep fire mouths either. There is a Sean that lives about 2 hours away from me, but he's not English. I think someone said, oh, the British. Yeah, he's not British. But yeah, Sean Armentrout has a whole garage full of like 200 to 300 gallon tanks with all huge cichlids in it. And I've been to his house, and they're freaking awesome. But when I see something like that, I'd think of like 200, 300. I think he even has like a 400 gallon. And what comes to my mind is something like you're seeing right here. Like I could put a big school of rainbows in there, or I can put a big, you know, Lake Tanganyika biotope with just a ton of biodiversity. Not just one fish. I like biodiversity. I didn't realize Jack Dempsey's were sold. Yeah, they're everywhere at my PetSmart and Petco's. Favorite Episto. One of my favorites are the Epistogramma benchi. Yeah, Guapata Mel, or however you say his name. That dude has a 1,000-gallon acrylic tank that is just insane. Have you ever bred your altos? Nope, but I'm not trying to breed them either. Most of my fish, it's if they breed, that's cool. If not, I don't care because I'm just buying them to look at them. That's most of my fish. There's certainly fish that I breed or buy just to breed. The Hongsley Epistos are really awesome. I had a small group of them, but I sold them. So usually what happens is when local fish people come over to my house and they see all my tanks, and then they talk me out of them. Which means they offer me a lot of money to the point that I can't say no. Charles, fish tanks made it. Connection spotty though. Good to see you back again. V-Stag is still here. Probably driving, maybe. How are the shrimp from LR Brett's doing? They are doing awesome. I think you'll see them in tomorrow's video because I'm moving them. So I originally put them in the 20-gallon tall with the pygmy rainbows, and then I moved them because they were just hiding all the time, so I moved them into their own 10-gallon tank, and now I'm moving them into a 20-gallon long tank. Are Hongsloi expensive? Yeah, as far as the pistos go, they're probably one of the more expensive ones in my area. What is your favorite color? Blue, I guess? I don't know. Another loop from your crypt tank. This is a completely different loop. I've never used this one before. Oh wait, unless you're referring to when you were here earlier. Still going. It's a live feed, it's not a loop, right? We've never seen this Siamese algae eater swim up here before. It's the first time. Are you selling out to richer hobbyists? Not selling out. I really like watching fish grow. And so once they're full grown, it's a lot easier to talk me out of my fish. Like the rainbows in here, I would never sell. But if they were full grown, then my thinking is, oh, maybe I can sell them because I can get something new and watch them grow. Do your cherry barbs eat your plants? I've never seen them do it. Can you mess around with the green screen? I could, but I don't think I'm going to. Sorry. Do I miss Marshawn Lynch? I don't even think Marshawn Lynch could probably run with our offensive line, so he was probably smart in retiring. So you set up the green screen. Yep, I went to the craft store today and bought some green fabric. What do I do for a living? Says Tank Squid. I am in IT. Can you name all the plants in the tank behind you? Cherry barbs usually destroy plant tanks. I've never had that happen to me. I don't know what kind of herbivorous cherry barbs you're getting. But all along the bottom are crypts. There's Styrogen repens right here that's slowly, hopefully, carpeting. And then there's Anubias nanobarteri. There's Java fern trident. There's some Bulbitis fern that you can't really see. I can see because I know where it is. There is Anubias bonsai. And Crenum calamastratum and Crypt spiralis that you can't see. The bigger cichlids in the tank behind me are... Let me see if I have them here. They're called a bandit cichlid, but I don't remember the scientific name. So they're a Guianacara species, but I don't know which ones. I haven't been able to have them identified yet. Ivan says, good night. Stay wet. Thank you, Ivan. Do me a favor and throw a piece of jungle val in there. Well, I moved them out of a 10-gallon tank that was Java moss and Java fern. Well, still more Java fern. They didn't touch that stuff either. Michigan just went ahead of Florida State. I thought that game started at 3. Apparently I was wrong. No, Bob, it takes so long. Oh, I was just using that as an example. That's more towards like a pistos. I would never probably sell these fish either because they're from Gary Lang. I don't know if you saw the video where I got 50 of them, and I think I have about 20 of them left. Do you like jewel cichlids? I do like them, but I don't know that I would ever keep them, and I don't really have a good reason on why or why not. So far, they just have not made it into my fish tank. How big do Siamese algae eaters grow? Pretty big. I've had some pretty big ones that were like 6-7 inches. Coolest freshwater puffer I think is the hairy puffer. Yeah, I've never ever heard of cherry barbs eating plants. But I can say I've never really looked into it either, so I don't know. Well, apparently they do because it's the second search result on Google. Cherry barbs eat plants. I don't know. They don't bother my plants. Granted, these are all like heavier leafed plants, so maybe they just can't nip at these plants. Do you like Pelvichromis tannianus maliwe? Yes, and I used to keep them, and I have bred them too. I like most of the Pelvichromis species. Gonna look into genetics and source. Okay. Any fish you want but can't find in the States that are very rare to come by? A rare fish that I want is the Benthachromis, but I can actually get them right now if I wanted to. They come up about every 3 to 4 months, and they're a Lake Tanganyikan featherfin, but they're really expensive. The Siamese algae eater in here is about 4 inches. So you see it right now next to the skunk cory, that's about 2 inches. That Guayanacara is about 3 inches. How many fish do I have? I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe 1,000. How's the fish that got stuck behind your filter doing? He's doing good so far. I've kept him from getting stuck again. I do not have any Neolamprologus sexfasciatus. What is one of your favorite African cichlids you have ever owned and you want to own? The favorite that I own is the Parasiprochromis blue neon, and the one I want to own is the one I just said, which is the Benthachromis tricotti, and I'll put that in chat so you guys can Google it and see how awesome and amazing it is. They get to be about 12 inches and are just really awesome. Benthachromis tricotti. What happened to the shout out? I've never looked at your channel, so I don't know if it's worthy of a shout out. Sorry. How many males do I have? Well, I don't know, but I can see 4 of them. There goes a female. There's a 5th one. I don't know. I bought 12. But I don't know. I don't really pay attention. If you had a saltwater tank right now, what would you stock it with? I would mainly want saltwater tank just for the invertebrate. So probably some type of shrimp. Crystal Ball says, my favorite fish is actually neon tetras. People crap on me for that, but I find them fascinating. Well, there's not much that looks better than a school of like 100 neon tetras. Bojo Ford wants to know if I have a goldfish tank. Nope, I have no goldfish. What's up with your weird filter fish? There has to be something behind there he wants. Oh, for some reason I thought you were talking about the tank we're looking at. No, I don't know what he does that. He was doing that in the tank I moved him from, so I thought he was getting bullied into the corner, but apparently not. I don't know what his deal is. Charles says, Bob, it seems odd you don't own any any angelfish. Any plans for any? No plans for any right now. It's just another fish that I feel like I've seen a million of, so it just doesn't interest me. Although I do like the koi and the Leopoldi. They're pretty sweet. My favorite substrate is probably Eco Complete, but I hardly ever use it because it's too expensive. And I've never kept Jurupari, although I want to. How fast did you go from one tank to a fish room? I went from a 10-gallon to straight to 125-gallon like 2 months later, and then I started getting the 40-gallon breeder racks. So I went from one tank to a fish room in like 3 months. Nick says, sorry, had to go to the store. No problem. Welcome back. You got to get the rare strains, species of angelfish. The wet spot still has them in stock. I think they have the Leopoldi, if that's how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure that's right. How many tanks do you have overall right now? I have, I think, 26 tanks set up. Question, is Safe like API water conditioner? No, it's actually good. Just kidding. Yes, it does the same thing. Wow, really fast. My wife won't allow a fish room for me. Well, that's probably why I'm single. Philippines blue pinoy. I don't know enough about angelfish to know what's rare. Yeah, the Leopoldi is probably the rarest one that I know of. And I don't even think it's that rare. Trevor asks, what is your favorite type of Cory catfish? Corydoras pulcher and Corydoras lortoensis. What's your electricity cost for all those tanks? Would you rearrange it if you could? I am rearranging it, and my electricity varies for just my fish tanks about $40 to $60 a month. What's your favorite fish? My favorite fish are Cyprichromis and rainbow fish. Yep, see, you just gotta. Pavilion says, I'll get one, slowly evolve. Before she knows it, I'll take it over the spare room. That's how you gotta do it, just a little bit at a time. And remember, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. The advantage of wild-caught cardinals is that it gives the locals an incentive to preserve the environment and not destroy it for agriculture. Yep. Otherwise, they just make soap and cut down all their trees. Short and Anxious says, Bob, why did you get out of reptiles? I was watching Brian from Snake Bits. I'm not a snail person. What? I'm not a snail person. Bit the colors on his snakes. Oh, but the colors on his snakes. Oh, I'm not a snake person. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. I'm not a snake person, but the colors on his snakes are amazing. So I was just wondering why you got out of it. I actually ordered a cinnamon ball python like the day before my dog got sick, and then I had to cancel it because of how much the vet bill was. But I got out of reptiles because they were getting way too regulated by the government. And now it's got to the point where they're so expensive. Is your gas bill large? No. Sorry to ask again, so I can use Safe from now on and say goodbye to API water conditioner. Oh yeah, Safe is going to be way better and way better value. When's your next video, Bob? It's going to be tomorrow, and it's finishing up that 20-gallon rack, and then just kind of random stuff, I think. My videos are always on Wednesday and Saturday right now. Those are like guaranteed. I do not smoke. Do you premix Seachem Safe with regular water? Nope. I just put it in while I'm filling the tank back up with water. Eden says, hi all. Well, hello to you too. Cinnamon ball pythons are pretty. Yep. And it would live very happily in my fish room since it's warm and fairly humid. Still alive? You're going to beat Corey? No, he does 8 hours. I'm probably going to cut it off here in like 10 minutes. You need to pre-mix Safe with distilled water? I don't know, I've never heard that. Safe is only powder, at least here. There's no such thing as Safe liquid, at least here in the US. How are the zebras? Do they enjoy their 20-gallon? Yeah, they came from a 20-gallon, so they're used to it. How often do you buy fish or aquarium related stuff? I buy it a lot. My whole garage is full of aquarium crap, and it's ridiculous. What's the difference between Safe and Prime? Safe is the powdered form of Prime. Dog's doing okay this week so far. I use nothing with... There's a lot of people that don't use anything when they do water changes, and there's people that will tell you that adding water conditioners are the worst things ever. So... do you buy food in bulk? Most of the time I try to buy it in the largest sizes possible. Nick says, do you buy any cichlids? I buy lots of cichlids. Nina says, are wild-caught tropical fish better than farm or breeder-raised? I always try to buy fish from local breeders, but if I can't, and if the only option is wild-caught, then I'll do wild-caught. I try to avoid farm-bred fish, though. What are your plans for the zebra plecos? Are you going to possibly make them more accessible for us cheaper fish keepers? That's the idea. I definitely want to breed them. And they'll be way less than $400 a pop. Abby says, when I move, I'm getting a tegu and a 120-gallon cichlid tank. I had a tegu for a minute, and then I got rid of it. Because he was not an Argentine tegu, so he was not very chill at all. He was kind of a jerk. I'm the one actually limiting myself to a low number of tanks. BF loves the fish we have and supports me, but I hate the clutter and do all the work. My next tank will be 150. I like the 150 gallon tanks, so they're nice. Charles Fish Tank says, do Siamese algae eaters tackle blackbeard algae? Some people say they do, but I've never seen it. Please contact me if you sell the babies. I'll probably sell them locally first, and if I run out of local people to buy, then maybe I'll ship. But I doubt I'll run out of local people to buy. Duck says, do you use CO2? Only in one of my tanks, and it doesn't even really need it. I just do it just because. Do they even breed in captivity? Oh yeah. A lot of people breed them. How often do you buy fish? I acquire fish all the time. Whether I get them for free or I buy them. How often do I actually buy fish? I'm not sure. I definitely get a lot of fish though. What breed is your dog? She is a Husky Shepherd mix. Fish Tropic says he would never add powder directly to the tank. Well, I've been doing it forever without any problems, so I'm just going to keep doing it that way. Charles says, gotta go for now. If I don't make it back before the stream ends, bye everyone. The stream is ending in 5 minutes, so I don't think you're going to make it back. When are you going to start doing live with fans? Maybe when I get time to figure it out. I haven't really looked into doing like dual live streams. Free fish? What kind of fish do you get for free? A lot of fish. Or they're, well, maybe not free, but I definitely get a lot of fish for like $1. Like the 10 epistogrammas that are in this tank. I think 10, 9, something like that. I got them all for $1. Little Lake Aquarium says, if you send me some zebra plecos, I'll pay for shipping. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Hey Bob, have you ever tested your water? Yeah. Not on a daily basis. Charlie says, bye Bob, thanks for the great stream. Putting this guy in timeout because I hate that. The zebras are going to be the holy grail. There's a lot of people breeding them, so it can't be that hard. What time will I be starting the stream tomorrow? Tomorrow's stream is at 5 p.m. Pacific. So in 21 hours. 20 hours. Ron wants to know about how many wafers do you feed your pleco? Feed per pleco? Oh, per pleco? I don't know that I can answer that question. Well, in this tank, I put in 2 wafers a night after I turn the lights off. So, and I think there's 6 bristlenose plecos in there, but I also know that all the other fish pick at it. So, why exactly are they so expensive? Because you can only get them out of like one little tributary in the Amazon that's like 2 miles long. And that, in addition to that, that little 2 mile stretch where you can get them, they're putting a dam in it, so it's going to dry up which means they'll be extinct in the wild pretty soon. Yeah, there's going to be actually a long list of plecos that are about to be extinct in the wild because they're building like 12 dams in South America. Is your quest for the perfect algae wafer complete yet? No, but after further testing from the ones I got on Amazon, Aquatic Arch or something like that, those were absolutely terrible and nothing eats them. I put them in my tank at night, and then the next night I have to take them back out and clean it all up. Do you feed your fish spinach or lettuce? Nope, I feed them green beans and cucumbers. Oh, there's been petitions. There's no stopping it. It's so corrupt down there. There's absolutely no way to stop it. Love the look of the 150. Yeah, if it's the common 150 gallon 6-foot tank, I really like how tall it is. Will be for our 3 common goldfish so they can be happy in full size. Oh, and thank you to you and Corey for converting me to planet tanks. I'm loving having real plants. Yeah, real plants is definitely the way to go. Brendan wants to know what veggies you can feed swordtails. I would imagine they'd probably pick at green beans. Nope, there's no Tropheus in the tank behind me. Well, guys, it's 9 o'clock, and that's going to do it for me. I still got a few more water changes to do tonight, so it's off to work for me. Definitely thanks for hanging out. I know some people were here the whole time, which is pretty cool. And even the other people that came and left and came back again, and everyone else. Definitely thank you for hanging out, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, William, I've been going for 3 hours, so I'm tired and I still got more work to do. But if you can make it tomorrow, I'm going to live stream for 2 hours before I head out for the night, starting at 5 o'clock. So definitely come back if you're available. But V-Stag, everyone, Flynn, Fish Tropic, Short and Anxious, everyone else that I don't say your name, don't be offended. I'm just saying hi to people that are in front of my face right now. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.